morning, my loves, and welcome to this week's vlog. First of all, I want to wish you a very happy new year. I wish you a very happy 2025. I hope it brings you, first of all, health, and on top of it, you know, as much joy as possible and a lot of laughter, a lot of beautiful moments with loved ones. And I hope it will bring all your goals and wishes to life. So yeah, I'm very excited to have you here for another year, the second year. So thank you so much also for watching every week, and thank you so much for just being here, taking the time to watch. I really appreciate it. And yeah, I just hope that you celebrated well on the 31st. I did absolutely nothing. I just stayed at home, and actually at the beginning, I'm gonna walk you through it. So I didn't vlog on the 31st or on the 1st. I just wanted to take some time to reset, and I'm so glad I did, because I started the year the best possible way, just being able to reset, to set my goals, do my vision board and everything. I'm going to show you and walk you through it, and through my I'm not going to show you my detailed goals because I don't show them to anyone, but I'm going to give you some of them and some tips and tricks that I always use when I do that. That's what I spent the beginning of the week doing, and then I was back at work on Thursday and Friday, but very much ready to start the new year. This morning we're going back. I mean, I say we, but I am going back because I'm not going with the same friend, but I am going back to Café Sabarsky at the New York Gallery here on the Upper East Side on 86th Street, and I'm going with my friend Marion. So we are going to have a very nice breakfast, a catch-up breakfast, because her sister was visiting over Christmas, my parents were visiting, so we're gonna do a big catch-up, and she has never been, and it's one of my top 3 favorite breakfast places in New York, and especially in that neighborhood. So I'm very excited to take her there and to show her around a little bit. Today's a pretty, I'm gonna say chill day, but I still have a lot of things to do for socials and things like that. I need to record a few vlog segments that I need to send for approval, for example, for next week. I also need to take a class, which is one of the of my goals for the year, actually, that I'm gonna tell you about a little later. But yeah, that is the plan for today. So off to a great start. It's very much freezing outside at the moment, so hopefully this is my new little jacket from Cezanne, and it is a cropped leopard faux fur jacket. I don't think it's gonna be enough for today, but I'm not gonna walk that much, so I think I might just wear this with gloves. But I really like it. I feel like it adds that interesting element to an all black outfit, because I am wearing an all black outfit today with my Damilia bag. I'll show you the outfit before I leave, obviously. So yeah, that's what I was up to this week, and that's what I'm gonna be up to today. If you're new here, and if you picked up the video maybe because of the title or because of the New Year reset kind of inspiration, my name is Léana. I live in New York, and I'm from France. I've been living here for 3 years now. This video goes live on the 6th, and on the 7th, this is when I moved to New York in 2022. So it's gonna be 3 years on Tuesday. I had a pretty chill morning. I just got ready. I had a little, I think you saw that before, but I switched up my usual lemon hot water for lemon and ginger hot water in the morning. I started on the 1st of January. I didn't realize that it was actually at the very beginning of the year that I started doing that, and I really like it. It makes it even more interesting, so I think I'm gonna keep doing that, especially in the winter, because I know it has good benefits. Yeah, I was off to a great start this morning, and then now I'm waiting for a proper breakfast. I wanted to start this video with that kind of New Year reset vibe, because I'm a very organized and a very like goal-oriented person, so I always love to share these things, and I think the beginning of the year is still, in my opinion, the best time to do it, because you have that kind of fresh mindset after the holidays. I'm always like right after Christmas on like the 26th or the 27th, I'm always ready to clean my space and just like get ready for the new year. So by the 1st, I'm usually all ready to go. I know that some people do that on the 1st week of January, really after the 31st, but because I'm not really a New Year's Eve person, for me it's easier to do it just after Christmas, and a few days after Christmas I'm usually ready to reset. So that's what I did this year. I was all by myself at the beginning of the week and until the 2nd, and I took this time to really prepare for the new year, because it is going to be a year with a lot of changes, big and small. A lot of things are not done yet, but it's changes that I'm working towards. So I'm aiming for change in Q3 and Q4 mainly. Some things might happen sooner, I don't know, but I'm gonna implement everything that I want the first 6 to 7 months of the year, so that the rest of the year can be all about those changes. I know I'm being very vague and I'm not trying to gatekeep anything, but only a few people very close to me know what I intend to do. So I'm gonna keep that for myself until I'm really ready to share actual things, because for now it's just plans and things I want to do. So until I put in the work, there's nothing to share. I'm gonna insert this on the screen so you can have a look. I didn't want to share my vision board or mood board. I don't really know what to call it, but my kind of vision for 2025. I did a mood board on InDesign with all those images that inspire me, and each image really represents and means something particular. It really has, every image really has a proper meaning and not necessarily what people would think it is. I was very, very invested in the way I created that mood board and those images. At first, I didn't want to share it because it's something very personal and people can read things into it that are not even true. I wasn't really sure if I wanted to share it or not, but in the end I was like, no, I'm gonna put it out there so that this way at the end of the year I can reflect, and maybe even some people will be like, oh, you had this on your mood board, what did that mean? Or I don't know, I just wanted to put it out there, and it's gonna keep me accountable as well. So I'm gonna insert my mood board here on the screen and keep walking you through it a little bit, because I literally have it ingrained in my mind right now. It's on my desktop, it's on my phone screensaver. I really have it everywhere and I know it by heart, so that when I have a doubt or something, I can just have it in my mind immediately and it keeps me on track a little bit. But there are lots of different images on there for all the different aspects that I want to either work on, improve, change in my life. A lot of things are a continuation of 2024 because, for example, being active, doing workouts at home, doing workouts outside, these are all things that are still going to be there in 2025, but were already there last year. So it's not necessarily a change, it's just things that I either want to be better at or to just keep doing, even at a better level perhaps. Also, some other things are a bit more abstract, for example, and it's really my interpretation. And there are some more like obvious things. For example, there's a picture of a phone, taking a picture of a coffee and things like that. This for me is about still continuing to be creative and to create great creative content in 2025. It really depends, but this is basically the idea of my 2025 year. Yeah, there's gonna be lots of changes, which I'm very excited about, and I'm very excited to work towards this. And you will be the first to know once things come together a little bit more. And I also added some keywords to the mood board. These are the words I kind of want to live by, let's say, and kind of action words that I think embody what I need to do and the way I need to be in this year ahead to achieve what I want. So to go along with my little mood board, usually I don't do that. It's my first year doing an actual kind of vision board, but I thought that because this year is going to bring a lot of changes, it was kind of necessary to really keep me on track. And also I'm a very visual person, so I thought it was about time I did something like this, and I'm so glad I did, because I think every year is going to be like this from now on. And also I'm a big like Pinterest person. Most of these images were already saved on my Pinterest, so it just like embodies really what I was already working towards in the end. But something else that I have done for many years now is actually a list of my goals of the year. I don't call them intentions because I don't intend to do something. I am doing these things. So for example, I do that every year, and when I first started this notebook, I just recapped the goals that I had achieved in the past years, so that I had a clear understanding of, I just wanted to keep track basically of everything I had achieved, because sometimes you tend to forget even smaller things. And when it happened, I was actually looking through some of the things, for example, you know, in 2020, the fact that when I was interning and got published in Women's Wear Daily, things like that, I didn't even remember it was necessarily in 2020. Got my driver's theory test, things like that. So I like to keep track of those goals at the end of the year. But also what I do, and I'm gonna show it to you very quickly. So this, for example, is my 2024 achievement list. What I do is that for the new year, I write it with a pencil. Then at the end of the year, the ideal situation is that I just rewrite the exact same thing with ink. This year there were a few changes. For example, I had said that I wanted to read 50 books. I only read 45, so I updated that. It's small tweaks like that. And I have different categories of goals, let's say. Some of them that I can share with you are very like simple. For example, reading 50 books also this year. So in 2022, I read 75, which ended up being very ambitious, but I managed because I wasn't blogging. I wasn't really working freelance at the time. So So I had the time to read 75 books, but in 2023 it ended up being 30, and then in 2024 I managed to read 45. So this year I really want to aim for 50 because I think it's a very good, it's almost a book a week, which is feasible on my end. And I am going to include audiobooks in this as well, just because it's sometimes a little easier. And some other goals that I can share, for example, are, achieving a healthy, sustainable daily life. I know I can do that, but it's sometimes very hard because, for example, I might not get enough sleep because I have to finish some things for my freelance work, things like that. So that's something I really want to work on this year, throughout the year. So these are kind of ongoing goals. I don't think there's ever a way to say that you've achieved those kinds of goals, but it's definitely something to work towards. And I've become very, very intentional about taking care of my health and recovery every weekend. Vlogging has made it a little tricky because it is a lot of work and a lot of admin, but I do not go out, for example, for dinner, drinks, or anything during the week anymore. I might do it here and there, but it's really something I don't want to do because I am so tired the next day after work because I wake up. That's also one of the things I'm trying to change, because I wake up at 5 in the morning to go to work, to have time to prepare, have breakfast, things like that. But that's something I'm gonna try to rearrange my schedule a little bit so that I can still leave at the same time, but maybe not take that much time in the morning. So maybe waking up at like 5:45 instead of 5, that could be a good move. So that's what it means when I say like achieving a healthier daily life, for example. So you can read whatever you want into it. And some other goals are much more tangible, and these are the ones that I'm going to keep for myself for now. But I think it's good to have kind of a list in pencil, and then at the end of the year, ideally you just write it in ink and it's there with all your other previous achievements from years past. And one of the things that I would recommend when you do that is two things, actually. So 2 pieces of advice. The first one is to always write in the past tense. For example, this year I read 50 books, achieved a healthy, sustainable daily life, so that at the end of the year, it's kind of a manifestation idea, I guess. I don't really get the meaning of manifestation, to be completely honest with you, so that's not what it is. But I think putting it in the past perhaps keeps you a bit more accountable for actually doing that throughout the year. So yeah, putting it in the past tense. And also let's say, for example, I'm gonna give you a kind of random example that is not on my list, but that some of you might have on your list, which is, for example, eating more healthily. And for example, I wouldn't write on my list, stop eating bad food. I would write instead, eat healthily. Focusing really on that positive aspect and the change you actually want to make, instead of writing down the kind of consequence of your action. So writing the action instead of the consequence of the action, I think, is a good way to keep you accountable as well. Anyway, that was my little pep talk for the beginning of the video. I hope you might have some takeaways from this, and that maybe it motivates you to do either a vision board or a little intentions or goals list, whatever you want to call it. But and the last thing is that I was actually on the hunt for a good planner, kind of desk calendar planner app for my phone, because I'm such a paper person and I've had my Mulberry planner for many, many years now, ever since I started working. But the thing is that I need to update it very quickly and have everything on my phone also. So I installed one app and it's $8.99. This is not sponsored or anything. I bought the app myself. I think it's worth it for now. I'm gonna let you know if I have any feedback. The only thing is that it's not available on your laptop. You can't synchronize your list, but it's on your phone, and it's called Plan Bella. Some of you might know it because it's very well rated on the App Store, so I think it's pretty famous. I was on the lookout for a planning app that was also aesthetic, because some of them are just like all white or all black, just not interesting to look at or not physically appealing. So I found this one, and it's actually, I'm gonna insert some screenshots here of inside the app of the features. It's super simple. There are not a lot of features, which is exactly what I was looking for, because I wanted something super straightforward with notes. I used to have all my planning and detailed list of every day and everything I wanted to do, especially on the weekends. I used to have this in my notes app, but it's just, it's not sustainable for me. So I wanted a dedicated app to have everything. So you have a notes section. For example, I included some of my favorite recipes that I do often. You have the view of all your upcoming days with lists of what you are about to do. You have an events category with like specific hours, and then you have also a task kind of section, and then you have a calendar with all these two combined. So I think it's pretty much what I would have imagined if I had to create my own app. The only thing is that, yeah, it's not synchronized to your computer. But other than that, I think it's really great. It's very aesthetic and clean, and you can also check off your list. You probably have seen on the screen like my list for today, for example. I believe it's worth it for now, but yeah, I will let you know if I have any additional feedback, but I think it's going to be a great resource to just have everything together and be organized. Oh, and yeah, one of the other things that you probably saw on the planner and that I forgot to tell you, I was like, oh, it's one of my goals for 2025 and I didn't even talk about it, but I have started taking coding lessons. I'm very interested in learning more about this. I have played around with it for many years, and ever since I did my first website when I was like 13 or 14, and I tried to learn some things here and there, but I never took proper lessons. And I've created many websites since then, but I'm missing that kind of bespoke element every time. So I decided to take coding lessons this year, and one of my goals is to actually manage to, at least, I'm not going to be a web developer at the end of the year, but maybe being able to tweak my website and personalizing some things, just being able to have that extra knowledge, because I think in 2025 it's always useful to have that kind of knowledge. So yeah, that's one of my goals this year, and I'm going to take a lesson this afternoon because everything's online. Yeah, that's the plan for today. I'm going to catch up with you when I get back, and in the meantime, let's go have breakfast. Here's what I'm wearing for breakfast this morning. So this new leopard jacket from Cezanne. I will link all the outfit below and all the different pieces so you can have a look. My Demelier London black bag, and then this dish skirt, and then just some Calcedonia brown tights with also brown knee-high socks. Then my, which one are those? These are the Vince Camuto knee-high boots. Yeah, so all ready for the day. Everyone, I am back home. I feel like I keep saying this thing every time I'm back home. Just came back to the apartment. I can officially say that this little leopard jacket is actually much warmer than I thought it would be, because it was -1 this morning and I just have like one cashmere turtleneck underneath, and I was very warm. So yeah, very much love this one. And also I think I can definitely add a big coat on top of it if I want to layer, if it's really cold. So yeah, it is a win, and I really love this print. It's really gorgeous. And we actually took some pictures and videos with Marion, so you will also see this jacket on my Instagram and any other kind of socials very soon. Anyway, we went to Café Sabarsky with Marion, and we were planning to meet at 10:45. We arrived there at 10:45, but the only thing is that we had to wait a little bit inside, so it was past 11 when we were seated. So unfortunately we couldn't have breakfast anymore because it stops at 11, so we just had like a regular lunch, and it was absolutely delicious. It was my first time having lunch there. I've only had breakfast before, but I would still recommend it just as much for lunch because the service is always really great, and their offering is incredible. It's just so delicious. Everything is super fresh and so yummy. So yeah, it's definitely worth the wait also because they don't take reservations. It's only walk-ins, but 10 out of 10 always. I had the trout crepes, and she had the pretzel with kind of a sausage on the side, and she loved it as well. So, and the place is always absolutely gorgeous. So yeah, can't recommend enough stopping there if you're in the Upper East Side. But anyhow, I am now going to shoot a vlog segment that you're going to see in next week's vlog for Goelia, because I'm partnering with them again for the new, not for the new season, but for the new year. And I'm showcasing some winter pieces that I selected and that I absolutely love. You saw, for example, my black puffer over Christmas, and you saw the white faux fur jacket, and that was perfect for Christmas. So these pieces, I'm gonna shoot them now and give you a little bit more details about them. That's gonna be next week's vlog because I need to, as you saw maybe in my list for today, but I need to send it for approval to the brand. So it will be included in the next vlog. And I'm very excited to shoot this because the pieces are incredible. The quality is 10 out of 10. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do right now. And I might make myself a little matcha this afternoon because I didn't get coffee this morning. I just had some tea and to warm myself up after I finish shooting. I think I might do a matcha. I still have some matcha from Chamberlain Coffee that they sent over a few months ago. So I think I might do that. I will catch up with you after I finish recording. Made myself a little matcha. I'm gonna do a try test. And then I have some Brazil nuts and then some sea salt chocolate covered almonds, some hazelnuts. So that's gonna be my little snack for this afternoon while I edit the vlog. Okay, we're gonna do a little try test of my Chamberlain matcha. And I really hope it's worth it because the bottle of milk fell out of my hands and half of the bottle spilled on the floor, and milk is probably the worst thing ever to have on your floor. Yeah, so I really hope it's worth it. Really, really good. Okay, love the Chamberlain matcha. And then I'm gonna have my little snack. I'm gonna start editing the vlog segment that I had to shoot today so that I can send it to the brand by the end of the day. And I think tonight I'm actually going to make some broccoli and maybe like a salad, like homemade salad with broccoli, hummus, things like that. So we'll see. I'll get started on this probably around 5:30 or 6 after I take my everything shower. I need to wash my hair tonight, but it's gonna be a very early night and I do wanna wind down very early so that I have time to enjoy my book. Actually, I'm reading a new book. I'll show it to you later when I get to it. It's a fiction book. Usually I read more like self-improvement, self-growth books at night in hardcovers, but this one I got it in the Hamptons over the summer. I still haven't read it and it's a paperback. So I'm reading this at the moment and it's really fun. So hopefully I will be able to finish this by next week. I have already I finished one book and then I also listened to an audiobook. So I'm on my third book of the year, which is good. So hopefully I will be on track with my 50 books of the year. But first I need to get started on editing the vlog, so I will talk to you later. It is now much later, many hours later. I got carried away editing and I ended up editing the entire beginning of the vlog, of this vlog. So I just made myself some dinner, 2 little bowls of good health. So I have some broccoli here with hummus. And then I made myself a little salad. So you have some salad, avocado at the bottom, then some ham, tomatoes, 2 sardines. I have some feta, hummus, and then lots of different seeds. I have sunflower kernels, also some pumpkin seeds and some chia seeds, and a drizzle of olive oil on both of these. So yeah, that's gonna be my little dinner tonight, and then I'll show you the dessert once I get to it. It is now time for a dessert. I made myself a bowl of cottage cheese with some blueberries, dates, homemade granola, chia seeds, and a cup of Dalesford tea to end the night. This is the book I'm going to read tonight and that I've started a few days ago. And this is my 3rd book of the year. It's called It Happens in the Hamptons by Holly Peterson. And it is kind of a beach read fiction, I would say. She wrote another book that I haven't read, which is The Manny. And it has very good ratings as well. So for now, I'm very much enjoying it. It's definitely a beach read. So it's not necessarily appropriate for that time of year, but I'm enjoying it. So I will report back. So that's my read for tonight. And I will see you bright and early tomorrow morning for Pilates. Good morning, everyone. You're seeing me in my full attire before I go to Pilates. It's freezing outside, so I have 2 puffers. I have my little vest, and then I have my Goelia puffer on top of it. So yeah, I need to literally go right now if I don't want to be late. And then I'm probably gonna go on a long walk, maybe get a coffee at Blank Street or something like this. I actually rediscovered Blank Street because I hadn't been in like more than a year, and I realized that their coffee is actually really good. So I might stop there on the way to my walk, and then probably just stop a little bit by Whole Foods and perhaps Barnes & Noble to see if they have any kind of notebook or planner for my new year. So yeah, that's the plan for this morning, but I need to go right now if I don't want to be late, so I will talk to you later. Everyone, I'm gonna prop you up on my Stanley so you can see me properly, but you just saw that I made myself a little smoothie. Don't be fooled by the color because it's actually really good. It's mostly fruit, and I added a little bit of spinach and then some Greek yogurt as well. So I'm gonna have this for lunch with a little piece of toast and then some nuts as well. So that's gonna be my quick lunch while I edit the vlog. I also need to take my coding lesson today actually because I ended up switching things around on my schedule between yesterday and today because I edited the beginning of the vlog yesterday. And then I thought I would take my coding lesson today and to have more time to actually be really present while I do this. But yeah, I had a great morning actually. I started with Pilates at 9:30 and it was such a great session. On Sunday mornings, I always have Talisa, the same teacher, and some classes are better than others, and this particular one was really good. So very much enjoyed it. And then I went on a super long walk, despite the fact that it was absolutely freezing today, but I just love a winter walk so much. And also after Christmas and after the holidays now, there's literally just locals. There's no tourists anymore. So the park was so empty. You maybe saw in some of the clips that I inserted, but it was so empty everywhere. Also very cold, but just yeah, I love the winter so much, honestly. So yeah, it was a great way to start the day. And then I stopped at Barnes & Noble, but they didn't have anything. So I think I'm just gonna stick to the Planbella app that I told you about yesterday. I'm gonna include the link down below if you're interested in having a look as well. So I think I'm just gonna stick to that and just digital organization for now and my usual planner. So not buying anything else for the year ahead. And then, sorry, that's in the way. But after that, I just stopped at Whole Foods, picked up some bread for the week. I'm gonna prepare my grocery shopping list actually this afternoon as well. I need to edit a reel. I need to prepare my food for tomorrow, so no rest for the wicked. But yeah, that's the plan. And also Mary is coming back home tonight, which I'm very excited about. I think she's landing quite late, so I don't think I will see her tonight. I might probably be in bed already, but I'm excited to see her, to catch up. We have so many things to catch up on, so we're probably gonna do a long catch up next weekend. I want to get some time in our calendars to actually take time to get together and to really catch up. But yeah, other than that, that's pretty much it for today. I don't have anything else to report at the moment, so I think I will just close the vlog here. Thank you so much for watching. I always really appreciate it. I hope that the beginning of the video gave you a little bit of inspiration maybe for the year ahead. If you are wanting to put your ideas, goals, and any dreams you might have to paper or even digital paper, that is. So thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you next week.